Okay, so I wanted to come up with a more simplified method for making the hair for the paper doll people. So what I basically came up with was this design here, where I have traced the head and then erased a little bit of the curve for the head, made another line for like the bangs or the hairline, and then along that line I made a little bit of a cut. And then the outside of the hair comes around the head and leaves some space between the ears and the hair. So this has become a good basis for making the paper doll hair. So you can see that this fits on well. And then probably I would just need to erase this pencil line, unless I'm coloring it in with really dark brown or something, then I wouldn't need to erase that. Okay, so I want to give you the basic format. Now, and then this hairstyle is also longer than this other one. Okay, so tracing around the head with pencil first, and then, leaving however long you wanted the hair to be. And then maybe a little bit at the shoulders so you know about where they fall. Okay, so traced around the head and the ears. Might be a little hard for you to see on the video, so I'm going to go back over that with a permanent marker. I want one that's, this one's working better. Okay, and then I want to know where those ears are. So tracing around that carefully. And then the head and the neck. And that should be plenty. Okay, so I want the overall background of the hair to be close to the ears, unless I want it to be real poofy. But I want to make sure I leave a little bit of space. See, I've left space here and here. And then I can go pretty close to the head along the top. So I kind of think of this as like making a rainbow around the head, pretty close. And then I also want to make a line for across here, across the front of the forehead. And that line is going to go from ear to ear. So that's where I know I need to make my cut, is along that line. And then I just decide however long I want the hair to be. I could make the hair as long as my paper if I wanted to. And so maybe just to kind of highlight where this top part of the head is, we'll just turn that into a headband there. Okay, so with my X-Acto knife, so you need an adult to do this for you, and I'm going to use a piece of tag paper, or in this case I'm using the back of a sketchbook. I'm going to slide that underneath, and then I'm going to use my knife to cut along that line from ear to ear. So I get as close to it as I can. All right, let's see. Okay, I went all the way through. And now I can check it with the head of the paper doll before I do any coloring to make sure that it's going to fit. So I try to slide the head through there. Now it looks like it needs to be a little tiny bit wider. So I'm just going to go a little bit of a cut here along the top of that ear and along the top of that ear. But I'm careful not to go all the way out to the ends of the hair because then it's going to be too big. Okay, so that feels like it's going to be a little bit bigger. And I'm going to try sliding the head in now. And yes, sure enough, it does fit now. Okay, so then I know that I am ready to color this in. So like I said before, if I don't want to see this line, right, going around her, I would need to color that with a dark color, or if it's done with pencil, I could just erase it. So I'm just going to use some dark brown. And I'm basically able to color in everything except I want to leave that headband. Okay, so I could actually color right up to this cut line, but for the purposes of the video, I'll just leave that. And then I can slide in the head. And then there's her cute long hairstyle. So the same kind of system can be used for pretty much any hairstyle that you would want. So let's say, for example, something more tricky like the braids. Would trace around the head. Okay, and I know the ears are here and over here, and then I'm going to make the line for the along the forehead. Then I'm going to make sure that the hair extends a little bit beyond the ears, and then my braids can get connected off the bottom. Okay. So again, then I would just cut along this line and make sure that it fits. Sliding that in, and she's got such cute little braids, and then I would just color that in. Okay, and then of course I would need to just cut around this outside here. Now, if you find out that when you're cutting out the outside that it accidentally breaks up into two pieces or comes apart on one of the sides, you can just add a little bit of tape or a little piece of paper along the back over here by the ears, and that will reset that for you. Alright, so sliding that in. And then there's her cute little long brown hairstyle. Okay, with that same basic format to start any kind of hairstyle. Okay, good luck with yours. Hope it turns out just wonderfully for you.